Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another global stamping video hop. I am still super excited to be part of this amazing crafting community. And if you don't know about it, we we post a video each month. And again, this is just an amazing, really cool, creative community. So I hope you join me and then later some of our other video hoppers, and all those links will be down below in the description box. I do want to do a couple of things. I don't like to make a lot of announcements, but one of them is we are almost to the end of June, and we still have that amazing sale. So make the most out of it. If you are not a demonstrator, then you get 20% off. If you are a demonstrator, then you get even a heftier discount. So all in all, I totally recommend that you look into that and get that discounts. Don't hesitate, go for it. And last, I want to show you guys real quick this gorgeous paper pumpkin kit that is coming in July. I think I've been promoting it a whole lot more than other paper pumpkin kits, and that is because I really like the colors in it. They're so bright and happy. You have until July 10th to subscribe to it, and just again, don't hesitate. Paper pumpkin kit brings everything in a box, and you don't need absolutely anything extra to create whatever projects they do design for each month. Okay, let's go to the crafting table. I did not bring my computer, guys, so it's going to be me. You're going to be seeing my hands. So let's go for it. Okay, there I am. That's good news. And there's my hand. Hi. Yeah, I forgot my computer. I am actually recording these on my lunchtime, so hopefully we have enough time to finish the whole card before before my lunchtime is over. Fingers crossed, huh? Okay, this month theme is kind of vacation / holiday. I'm gonna add summer activities. And so funny enough, I don't have a whole lot of current products that relate to summer. I don't know why. That's really weird. So I decided to kind of make a combination of retired and current products, and I use that a lot. I love to obviously show you what's new and what's current, but we all have a lot of retired stuff, right? And we have a lot of stamps, and so it's a good idea to see how to mix and match our all our products. The second thing is, well, let me show you what I'm going to be using first. So I'm going to be using In the Moment, guys. This is probably one of my favorite stamp sets of all times. I have worked with it a lot. I love I love these sentiments, and I also obviously love the whole lady relaxing look, right? So having some coffee, just reading a good book, and having some wine. This is actually so much one of my favorites. That's what I had it here. Oh, I wanted to show you this, that we colored this in our in one of my coloring classes, and we just did have so much fun coloring these friends. Again, they're just beautiful images. So I'm gonna be using that one. It's already colored because, again, I used that in one of my classes, so I'm making a little bit of extra with all those colored images I already have. But we will be going to be using this wine drinking lady. The next one we're going to be using is Under the Moon, and this is current product. I love this set. I love the moon. I think that if you're into Halloween cards, that's going to be awesome. If you have some Santa stuff, that's going to be awesome. So you have a lot of things you can use with this moon, and I just love it. And of course it has like the sea and little boat and the dolphins, and all in all, something I really, really love. Finally, it may be that we end up using this wild fern stamp set, which is also current, because I really like this one that says wishing you well today, tomorrow, and every day that follows. I really like that sentiment, but maybe we'll just use, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Maybe we'll just use that one. So we'll see. Now, the paper we'll be using is some retired paper. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. So we're going to be using this paper, and it is called Garden Walk. It was in our mini catalog, our previous in a mini catalog from the last mini catalog on 2023. And I just love this paper. I actually got like several packs of it. Even given one here in YouTube. Like, I just love this paper. I love the colors. I love the little roses and the little flowers. Not roses. There's some roses here, I guess. But all in all, I just think it's a really well thought out product. The reason why I'm using that one is because I told you that I already colored my lady, and there she is. And it has some red and it has some pretty peacock. So I figured that we needed something with pretty peacock and red, and that's what came out in my search for paper. Now, the last thing we will be using is this embossing folder. It's 3D and it's called Softly Sophisticated. This was a free product in our last celebration, and I just hope you got it because it's just amazing. It's one of those products that it's just, so let me see. To me, there are different kinds of embossing folders. There are some that are really rich and beautiful and busy, and those are very useful for a lot of things. But there are some others like this one that is just way less busy and helps to really kind of create some dimension without making it look all crazy. And that's why we're going to use this. Okay, let's get going. We're going to need, guys, 2 pieces of pretty peacock, both measuring 11 by 5 and 11. Sorry, guys, 8.5 by 5.5. And the other one, this one is already scored, guys. It's scored in the middle, so at 4.25. Now I'm gonna bring my trimmer, and we're gonna get the other piece. We're gonna again align here at 5.5, and we're gonna cut. And now we are going to score at 2 1/8, and then we'll go to 4.25. Okay, and we are just creating. It's one of my favorite. Sorry, guys, one of my favorite foam folds. I cannot tell you enough how much I love this foam fold, and it's just so useful. You can do so many things with it. With this one, we are going to fold. This one is going to go mountain. Okay, so let's bring our one folder and give that a good crease. And the other one is going to go valley. Just like that, okay? So we're just creating we will call this a Z fold, right? But we are going to add these card base on top of the main card base, which is the regular card. Now, there are 2 things I'm going to do before we move forward. I don't know why I put my trimmer all the way there. The first one is I'm going to align, so the side that has no other scoring lines, so the full size, we're going to align these at the 1/16 of an inch. And the 1/16 of an inch, guys, is that just right there after the trimmer cut this area. Okay, so I'm going to line that there, and we're going to cut that 1/16 of an inch just because it will help close these when we're closing this better. See, so when it's the whole 4.25, it's the same size, and so when you close it, it provides that I don't know, it just gets all thick and it doesn't close well. So usually what I do is I cut a tiny bit. The other thing we're going to do now, guys, and I'm going to bring a couple of really good scissors I have, long scissors, and we're going to cut just a little, kind of like a sliver on each on each side. And don't judge me by my cutting because I am awful with cutting. But all we're doing, guys, is kind of really taking off the top of these card base so it's less noticeable when we put one with the other. We've been doing that a lot lately, and I think it's just a good practice in general. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to put this aside for 1 minute and we're going to work on our card base. So our card base, let me bring my bone folder. That seems to be a little rebellious. I'm going to remove these scissors out of here. So this card base is going to have a hole here, a window, and we're going to work on that window together, guys. And it's just going to be white paper and some designer series paper and another piece of white. I know it's several layers, but this is my thought process. So if I put this lady against anything that is not white, it is hard to see. So let me show you my options. So I have this very beautiful floral that has red and that also has pretty peacock, but you can barely see her, right? Now the other option I have is actually the other side of that paper, which is just stripes. And even within the stripes, it just does not look great. But if you put this lady against white, then you can see her so very clearly. And it's going to take us a little bit to do this, but we are going to try our best. So let's go ahead and start pairing these layers. I'm going to put this out here for 1 minute. So we have a layer of white that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then I have been debating, guys, completely honest with you, if I want to use the stripes or if I want to use the flowers. I am a flower person, guys, so I keep thinking, oh, this is going to look okay, right? If you guys can tell, this is a 1/2 inch smaller, because I just really want these to be noticeable, so you can see the paper, right? And I keep debating, do I want the flowers? Do I want the stripes? And I have not made my mind completely. Let me think 1 minute. I think I'm going to go with the flowers. No, I'm going to go with the stripes, guys. I'm going to go with the stripes because we can put some extra things as decorations in the front. So let's go ahead and bring the glue. And I am going to put my glue, guys, on the side. I am not going to glue the inside because we are going to cut a hole in it, right? And so we are just going to be mindful of that, because what happens is those, whoops, look at that. That's not working very well, Maria. Those leftover circles they're just out there for you to use them when you have a minute, when you need them. And I am a very good friend of being able to reuse whatever is left over, right? And now we're going to add this layer to our card base. And again, I'm just putting the glue around the edges, but not in the inside, because we are going to cut that one. Okay, that one is a little bit moved there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put these again out there. Let's see. And I'm going to bring now my embossing machine. Cut an embossing machine. Okay. It's the big one, guys. It's the one I have. I don't have any other. You guys can tell that this machine receives a lot of love. I use it all the time. And so it's one of those things that I just can't live without. So I hope you're not new to embossing machines, but Stampin' Up's embossing machine has 3 different, I was going to say faces, but it's not faces. 3 different, I guess, how you call this, boards that we use. So we have the main one, and then we have a second one, and they are numbered. So let me see, number 1 and then number 2. And yes, they are fairly destroyed because I use this all the time. I should get one new one. You need a plastic one in the bottom for your regular die cutting, and then you have a top one. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our So here's my card base, the one that we just did. And I am going to bring our die cut. So this die cut, guys, is number 8 from the biggest to the smallest of the decal circles. And I have started just numbering in here. Let me see if you can see. There it is. Just a tiny 8 with just a chart piece. So I know which one is when I am doing my lives. So that's pretty useful. Okay, so with number 8 here, and I am actually going to turn these. I hope you see this. And I'm going to bring the, so we need a last layer that's going to go there. Oh, you can barely see this. There's a lot of white going on. Oh wait, that's fine. And so this layer is going to go in here, but the lady is going to be up here. So I just need to really calculate where this circle is going to go. And I think that that height is appropriate. And so all I was calculating is the height of the circle compared to the lady we're going to be using. Yeah, it's very sad. I should have had another piece with more pretty peacock, but I guess it is what it is. So I just centered this as best as I can. It's a little confusing because we have so much white, and so it's hard to see. And I am just going to bring a piece of post-it tape. This is actually not post-it tape, guys. This is from scrapbook.com. They had a sale, and I just got to feel them. I even forgot what they're called. It's called mint tape, and it's really good, guys. So just putting it out there for you guys. I don't have a link to it or anything, but I just wanted to put it out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and die cut this. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's going to be thick. So yes, it's going to be thick. And I'm moving this backwards a little bit. We are going to go through it several times. So there's one time. There is a second time. And we're going to go one more. And that's a third time. Okay? There we go. So I'm just going to turn these. I'm going to bring it up here so you guys can see and turn it over. And you can see if it's cut or not. It looks like it's completely cut, so we're good. I'm going to put these here for a minute because we're going to use this in 1 second when we're done taking off all the stuff. And so I'm bringing my mint tape, as it's called, post-it tape. It will be very well adhered to the paper because we just went several times with it. And so just be mindful when you're taking these off. And this is what I was telling you guys. Now you have 3 different circles in here. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm being very mindful. To use as you please, right? And later on when you need it. So we are going to use though the circle in the middle. If it comes out, it's really well glued. Oh, it seems like it got glued. They're glued a tiny bit. Okay, well, we're not going to use that one. Thankfully, I have another circle. I hope, or I did. Oh. Looks like I don't have. Oh, here it is, guys. I'm just kidding. So we're going to need the circle left over from there. So put less glue than I did. I went a little over. That's what it looks like. And we're going to do some stamping in here before we move any further. Okay. I usually adhere my grit paper to my glass mat when I'm doing lives, just because it reflects the light a lot. And I'm going to bring, guys, a piece, as this is just an old grit paper that I have, and I tend to do that. I save all of these and then reuse them when I need to do blending, and I am in a live because that helps a lot. So what we're going to create is our friend here. She's going to be looking at the moon, right? Then we're going to do some blending of the sky and maybe add one of those beautiful clouds. I'm not sure how we're going to do the clouds, but it may be. So let's go ahead and bring, I need a block. Here it is. I have a lot of blocks around. So this is a really big moon, right? Like I just love it. It's gorgeous. And so I am going to add our moon in here. And I'm going to use the lightest of our grays, which is smoky slate. And let's try that. So we are actually sure that this is the one we want. So that's the smoky slate. And I'm going to actually do this. Let me do this, guys, because the side of this is clear. So that's a smoky slate. Let's see how gray granite behaves. And here's gray granite. I am thinking I like gray granite a little bit better, maybe. Let's stick with smoky slate. I think they're both more or less on the same saturation of color. Just gray granite's a little on the warm side gray, right? And this one is on the cool side. So what we're going to do is we're going to double stamp. And I don't know if you know about that. You probably do. But if you are not really aware, so what we're going to do is I'm inking my image. I'm actually going to ink a tiny bit to take off the one that I had from the gray granite, right? So now I'm going to stamp off is how it's called. So I'm going to ink my image. I'm going to stamp on my grid paper, and now I'm going to come here and stamp. And I'm just really putting pressure, so whatever is left, it really makes an impression there. And that is so much better and much lighter than the color we had earlier, right? Let me show you. See how much lighter it is? So this, I think that above the moon is, you know, you can see those details. You don't want the moon to be extremely dark because in the end, it's not dark, right? Oops, I still need this. Okay, so now we're going to do some blending. And I don't know how familiar are you with blending, but I absolutely love me some blending. Let's see, we're going to bring... I'm looking for my balmy blue. Hopefully it appears soon. Sometimes they just get lost for whatever reason. It's just really funny. I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need this one. And oh, see, it was falling on the other side. So let me grab that one real quick. There she is. So I'm going to use actually balmy blue. This is Misty Moonlight. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, and then Night of Navy. Those are the colors we're going to be using today. And I'm going to start with the balmy blue. And we're going to do something here. You remember that? I think I'm going to reuse this. So you see this big spot here? I'm going to put this one in here. And I'm going to calculate enough that, you know, you have like enough of the moon inside, but some on the outside, see? I can see a little bit. And I'm going to bring a piece of, maybe that same piece of tape. It's probably going to move because this has been used a few times. Let me get that out of the way because that's not going to help. I have another piece of post-it tape. This is actually real post-it tape, and we're going to hold that there. And the first thing we're going to bring is our balmy blue. And we are going to very softly go around the edges in here, okay? So here it is, a little bit of balmy blue. I always start down here. I know people, you can do that on your mat. Like I said, too much of a reflection. Okay, let me see. Seems like my balmy blue is a little bit light on ink, but we'll see. So I'm going to come very slowly against that corner. And yes, it's pretty light. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can tell that it's not coloring anything. So I'm going to put a little bit of extra effort in here. So we actually get some balmy blue. Okay. And there it is. And I am thinking, sorry guys, I don't know where it is, but I'm going to bring some boho blue actually. I'm going to bring the boho blue. And here it is. This is all olive, but we know it's not. And this one should be a little stronger. Okay, and so there is our friend still there. It just moved because why not? I told you it was going to move, but there it is. It does not need to be perfect now. We just needed to save that moon, right? So I'm going to hold now. I'm going to go with my boho blue, kind of helping that transition between colors. So from lighter to darker. right? But still kind of light on the lighter side. I'm going to bring a little bit more of my boho blue here on the middle, which it seems like it's not really getting darker. This is the night, right? So the truth is it's going to be dark anyways, but I don't want it as light. The next one I'm going to bring, guys, is my Misty Moonlight. And here's my Misty Moonlight brush. Yes, I am collecting one per color, and so that means that I have had some that are smaller, some that are bigger, and I just like save what I have, right? And so this is Misty Moonlight. Yes, Misty Moonlight is, look how much darker it is. And so we're going to start softly, right? Like, let's start softly with the Misty Moonlight. Last thing we need is for it to go like in too dark. Even if it's the night, we still want it to look, to have that halo of the moon. And the last one we're going to bring is our Night of Navy. And I'm bringing that one. Here's my Night of Navy brush. And we're going to go with the Night of Navy around. Just around, barely on the middle. And you can see how much thicker and bigger that is. And so I'm bringing my Misty Moonlight without any ink extra, just to add, kind of like clarify that color. And I'm going to take this off and see how that's looking. I'm going to remove this a tiny bit. So I'm just going to move these a tiny bit. And I'm going to bring my Balmy Blue. There it is. A little bit. I put my Balmy Blue already out. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm really going to get this a little more ink. There it is. And we are just going to really try to, not that. Holding better as best as I can. There we go. We're really going to hold these and try to ease off all that blending that we just did. Now that I have that one, so let's go ahead and soften that up. And I'm going to move this out of here. I have this is the one that was the boho blue. And so I'm going to use really the boho blue to kind of ease off those blending lines that I think they're not going to work really well. So that is not cool. Yeah, they're not blending, guys. How often does that happen to you? That you have like a really good vision and you use the wrong tool. Okay. So that is not blending, and I am way too OCD to leave something like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give that away, and we are going to bring the piece that we were using initially. This is going to be backed against the paper, and so I'm going to use the other piece. And we're going to do this, what we did again. Sorry about that, guys, but I will not do what I want. And it needs to look the way I want it to look, for obvious reasons. I think we're all more or less the same when it comes to that. So let's go back to our moon, and we're going to stamp off, and I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm stamping well, I'm pushing well is what I'm trying to say, so we really have a good image of the stamp. And I don't know why that happened. You see this? There's like it's barely noticeable. Do you see it? Huh, there you go. Yes, you can see it a lot. Man, am I having issues today. So let me bring another piece of white, and we are going to cut another circle. I'm like getting flustered now. Thankfully, my embossing machine is close to me, so we're going to just remove this and cut a circle here real quick. And hopefully we have better luck. And this is good, I think, for you to see and remember that we all have our troubles when we're doing cards, right? And we have to be patient. Things happen, and that's what it is. And I know what happened. There's some blue in here, and it got some of that blue. For real? Okay, we'll start with our little moon. We're going to stamp off in a really light area, and now I'm going to bring it. You know what? That was a lot. I stamped it off a lot. So let me bring back, stamp off, and we're going to stamp in here our moon and press again. And there it goes. And that's our beautiful moon. So what this makes me think is that we need something else in that moon. And I know what we need to do. I'm trying not to do it, guys, but I know what I need to do. So what we're going to bring is, you see that circle that we just did, and we were trying very hard. I hope I can find my scissors where I are hiding, but now I can find them. I found them. So we're going to cut this right in the edge, not like when you're fussy cutting, but right in the edge, right? And this is going to be our mask. We're going to use this as a mask. Stampin'Up has masking paper. Really cool, by the way. I love it. But since we are here and I already did this, we can absolutely reuse that, friend. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one right there where our kiddo is. And I am going to bring, here it is, some of that paper, sticky note paper. Post-it note is what I'm trying to say. And we're going to put it here. So what I am going to do, guys, first, you guys can tell I have a mess in here. So let me turn this around so our stuff does not get compromised, because it's all already, we used it. And we're going to use the other side. And now we're going to focus on putting this well. Okay, that's really there. There you go. It's good. And in here, so it's covering our moon exactly. No matter what, we're going to start with our balmy blue. Let me bring my balmy blue, and I'm going to start right there. And we're going to start around it, but not with it. So you see what I'm saying? So I'm not going all the way to the moon. I'm going like around the edge without actually getting to the edge of the moon. Okay? So that way we have a lighter path that will show us the reflection, right? And now we're going to bring our, sorry guys, let me see. Where did I put the other? Oh, here it is. My boho blue. No, that's not boho blue. Sorry guys, how often does your things disappear? If it's as often as mine, then you have another how do you call it? Another elf in your room, your craft room. I can find the one, and I am not going to wait any more time. You know how OCD looks like. I'm still looking, but I'm just going to go for it. This is still supposed to be Old Olive. I'm going to grab some boho blue, and I'm going to go around that area that we had color. But I am leaving, so I am leaving a not fair, but a good amount of what we colored in the sorry guys, what we colored in the balmy blue. I'm leaving a good amount of it, so it helps with that transition again. Okay, and now I'm bringing the Misty Moonlight, which can be, there it is, Misty Moonlight, and I'm looking for my Misty Moonlight ink, and there it is. And so now we're going to go with the Misty Moonlight, respecting a little bit of that boho blue, but this needs to get darker, right? A little bit darker and a little bit darker. So, because in the end, it's true that what we're seeing is the moon and whatnot, but the whole goal is this is the night, right? So, and then I'm going to bring the Misty Moonlight, and remember, this is a very dark color. And it'll make an impression. See what I'm saying? And I'm just going really around the border with the Misty Moonlight, with the Night of Navy. Bringing a little bit more, because again, we need to like really push a little bit more of that Misty Moonlight, of that Night of Navy. I don't know why I have Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to bring now Misty Moonlight again, kind of to create and ease the Night of Navy. And keeping all that, I'm bringing my boho blue to do the same. Always respecting that white that we had put initially, okay? And hopefully these were, that works so much better, doesn't it? And now we can correct a little bit, whatever we want. The last thing, which I always think is, I always call it like the magic ingredient when it comes to blending nights, is bringing black. And so let me put all my inks away, because if you are like me, you know that this is a recipe for disaster. And that's the thing. Last thing we need. We've already been working extra. So let's see. I'm going to remove all these friends, all my brushing, blending, and then I'm bringing, I was sure I had like a black one, but I don't see it now. So, you know what, this one doesn't have a name. This is supposed to be Early Express, and I don't want to use black with this. And I am actually bringing my Memento ink. We're going to open that, and I'm going to bring my piece in here, and we're going to get that ink in our blending brush, and we're going to go with our ink on the edges and a little bit further in, just to ease that black in. But in the end, the night is not black. You and I know that, but it certainly looks blacker, right? And so all I'm doing is bringing that. And I'm just going to bring back, this is the Misty Moonlight, guys. And I'm going to use it to kind of blend in the black with the blues. And that looks super pretty. Okay, let me put that away for 1 minute. I'm going to bring back my moon in here. I'm going to put that back in there so it's covering my moon. And what we're going to bring is, we're going to bring a little bit of water. And you've probably done this in the past. And we are going to spray just a tiny bit in there. And I'm bringing that. Actually, that was too much water. So let me bring back the Misty Moonlight and go over that. I was thinking of more. Yeah, that looks okay. And this is going to be wet for a little bit, so I'm going to I'm going with my Misty Moonlight over it, because it was too much. I guess my spray is strong with the force. I still like it. I think that I'm bringing a little bit of my Misty Moonlight again, and just going to go over. So we are going to have like, we're going to be able to see it, but it's kind of disguised, and now it looks pretty fun. And let's go ahead and put this out of the way for 1 minute so it dries, and then let's get going, guys. Okay, I'm putting this away. While that gets dry, we have another piece to work on the front, and that is the one that I told you. So we're going to cut another piece in here with that same circle, which I have lost. It's okay, guys. I am bringing my embossing machine again, and we're going to do this together. Okay, so I have actually just created this one, and I just can use this, right? So let me see if we can save ourselves this step. So I have this piece. I know that this is, so it's 5 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to take first in here. So, and this is got to be, this is 5 3/4. I'm going to take a quarter up top first, because remember that this has to go in the layer. And I'm going to take, and this is 4 oh, this is bigger. This is more than 4 1/4, so it's almost like 4 3/4. So let's see, this needs to be 3 3/4. So let's take a quarter on each side since we have this, we're just making the calculation to make sure that it's going to fit well. So 1/4 on each side. And that is going to take us to 4 7/8. So I'm going to take, and I know nobody likes this, but I'm going to take a 16 on each side. So there's a 16 of an inch, and then a 16th of an inch on the other side. And that way, it's going to be as, there it is, as centered as possible because we worked that in. Okay, now let's bring this up. We said that this was, yeah, so there you go. Now these needs to be 5 inches, and I'm going to take another, I'm going to take an 1/8 of an inch here. So you wouldn't have to do that much as I am doing. I'm just making the most of what I already have. But bottom line, okay, that, there you go. All you would do is cut, bring your, again, this is 5 inches by 3 3/4. Put your circle there and cut it. I just saved myself a little bit of a step. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to dry emboss this piece with our beautiful 3D embossing shoulder embossing folder I showed you earlier. And I'm putting this on the right side. Be mindful. If you ever had doubts, the right side is where the Stampin'Up logo is. And we're going to take this. Since this is a 3D embossing folder, we need the other plate. And it is right here. This is, it's called plate number 4. Has another color, and you know you're using the right one for when you have these 3D embossing folders, which by the way are amazing, and they bring just the right amount of dimension to any paper. I just love them. Now I think I'm done with this, friends, so hopefully I am. There it is. All that's gone. My paper's moved, which makes me very unhappy. Let's add that back in there. And we're taking all my plates out of sight, so there's less mess in my craft room. And there you go. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this embossing folder. And what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to bring this and we're going to align this with our previous hole in there. And you guys can tell that I put it too high up right there. So what I need to do now, guys, is cut a little bit extra in here. And it looks like it's more like, looks like a 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch. And hopefully this works. Ah, it did work. Okay. There we go. So we're just going to add these right there. Now, I did have, this is also retired. I think it's retired. I'm going to bring this beautiful piece of ribbon. And we are going to add, maybe there. Let's see. Let's see how this looks, guys. So she's there. No, I don't think it needs the ribbon now. It's just, it kind of interferes with the whole look of the card. So I am going to bring some glue. And I don't know why I got my pencil, but got my pencil. That's good news. My hands are super dirty, guys, so I hope I don't get things dirty. And I'm going to add this piece. We'll do the decoration here in a minute anyways, but we're going to add this piece. And there we go. So right there, we're just centering, aligning with that circle, and voila. While that gets dry, let's bring the other piece that we have, so our other card base, and let's go ahead and add the layers to these card base. I am going to put this away, this ribbon away, because we're not going to be using it. And I'm going to bring, let's see, I have those pieces already cut, but I can tell you what they are. So we are going to bring the very flowery one. This measures 2 by 5 3/8. So the white measures 2 by 5 3/8, and you're going to need 2 pieces. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of DSP that measure 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. I'm doing that, although from memory, and sometimes telling you guys I don't have such a good memory sometimes. Okay, so you were just going to add these layers to our card base, or card base number 2, I guess. And remember, I call the other one the main card base because that's the one that definitely functions as the main card base. Now, let me ask you this. Don't you think this color combination is just so gorgeous? I'm in love with it. I have another piece, and we're going to use the stripe area here instead of the flowers. So we have some like fun changing of pattern DSP, and then we're going to add this to our other side. Okay, and there it goes. So that is our first 2 pieces. Now we are going to add our main card base to the other card base, and I'm going to put some glue around here. You do need to glue it well, of course. And I'm going to add this, right? I'm just aligning these with the top, there with the edge, going not all the way to the scoring line here, to that middle score line. And now I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to turn this around to make sure that it is actually well aligned in the back. And so I can press a little bit more when I have done that, and make sure again that that is actually well aligned. And now we're going to bring, guys, I'm going to bring another piece of white cardstock that's going to go in here, and this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller. And this is kind of what's going to cover what we just did and all that other piece. And then that one, look at that. It's a little cricket there, Maria. I'm so glad I do this for a living, huh? No, I don't do this for a living, huh? And now we need another piece, and this piece is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And just like we did in the front, we are just adding a piece in here for decoration. And there we go. So it looks really cool because you have flowers and stripes and then flowers. And this other piece, this is our smaller piece. We're going to cut this a little smaller, but we're going to stamp on here first. So this piece is, we're going to cut it at 5. Oh, so I think this one is already set up too. So I'm going to cut it a little bit more. So I'm going to cut 1/8 more on each side, just so it's so we can see a little bit more of that pattern paper, because I really like it. And we are going to bring, I'm going to bring just like, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. I really like that message. And so we're going to use that one there. And I'm trying to think. I think I want the, I think I'll bring Pretty Peacock too for the sentiment. Now, here is the catch. So I'm going to bring this in here, guys, so I can see. Okay, let me move up here so you can actually see what I'm doing. So there's that little beautiful border, and this goes in here, and wait, this goes in here, and then we have the moon in here, right? So this is going to go here. So I'm just calculating what space I have, but I think I have enough space. I'm going to center this as best as I can here in the middle, and I'm using my grid paper as a help. And then I have to stand up, guys, because when I do this, see, there goes the reflection. I can barely see what I'm doing. This is so cricket, guys. It's almost, it's going to be awful if I try to stamp it like that. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to put this a little bit straighter. That seems a little bit better. And let's go back up again, and hopefully this is straight enough. And that's good enough, guys. It's decent enough. Okay. So let's go ahead. I don't know why I closed the glue. Let's go ahead and close our glue. And put our glue here, and we'll adhere our sentiment here in our card base in here. And so what's going to happen, guys, is that you know, you have this whole area to actually write and to like send a nice beautiful message. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere our moon up in here, and we just need to really figure out where she needs to go, and I think she needs to go right there. Now I keep thinking maybe it needs like a bigger layer in red or something like that. Like that, wouldn't that be cool? Shall we? I think we shall. So let me check real quick. I think that one had real red. So it's Poppy Parade. Let me bring some Poppy Parade. We'll just try it out. So I'm going to come here and cut my pieces, guys. I'm just cutting that. The next bigger, so it will be number 7 from top to bottom. Let's see if that works. Okay, so if I bring this here, what you guys think? No, it does not look good. That's a good try though. I am going to use this one, and I'm going to tell you why. So because this needs a little bit of more backbone to it. Maybe because we just wet it, and all I'm doing, yes, you can figure out what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out where is that little mountain there so I can put this as aligned as possible. And that sometimes is hard, but you can, I mean, it's a matter of keep looking and you will find it eventually. I'll align this. Took me a little bit to get there, but we did it. And all I'm doing this is because it will help our basic white to be stronger. There it is. That's where it's aligned. Just making sure I don't get lost again. I'm going to bring some extra glue in here. Okay. And it did take me a little bit of time to get there, but we did. So I'm just going to close this. I'm going to bring my moon in here. And that's where I need to glue, my friend. And so I'm just going to put some glue there and adhere this and go back in here and make sure it all is working well. It is. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to hold this for 1 minute, and actually I am bringing one of these big blocks so it's hold. And so I am going to bring my lady. So my lady is going to be looking at the moon in here, right? So I'm going to center her with the white paper, so right there. And I forgot to tell you about that, but we'll see if that's going to work actually now. Okay, you don't need glue on the top. Sorry, guys. There it goes. There it is. So I'm centering here within my circle, right? Her within the circle. And there it goes. Okay. Now I had used one of our alphabets to cut a big hello, but now I'm not sure if it's going to work well. So let's see if this works. See, because now it's too short in here, so I may just have to forget my hello, right? That happens every so often. We plan things and they kind of look different. I like, and I know I've said this, I like cards where I can like put a big sentiment in the front and then go and you open it and you have the other sentiment. Now I don't know what I'm going to put there in the front. So let's see what I have here with our I have a set of stamp sets in here, and all I need is something that says hi, hello, something like that. And I don't have any in here. Oh, there it is. So, oh, you know what? I can put a hay, right? I think I can. And let me bring, so whenever, and this is a good tip now that I have it. So whenever you, this one is, and I don't even have the name of this set in here. I love it. You can cut all your, it actually cuts the whole alphabet at once, which is one of the reasons I love it. And what I do is I have these little plastic bags that I got for something completely unrelated, but there I have them. And so I just put all my letters in here, and then I have them for easy access. And so let's put this back in there. So, and let's go ahead and add my hay. So, hay, and it fits well, right? So I can put my hay right there. I can put the hay. That's what I was thinking initially. No, we need more space than what I have here. So I'm going to put it up here. Just like that. Isn't that super cute? Okay, so let's bring some glue. And I'm moving these. I'm making sure it's within the boundary of the card, but really close to the circle, right? And I'm still making sure it's following that circle though. Now we bring the E. And that one goes right there. Again, following the circle. And now we'll bring the Y. And there you go. And again, it follows the circle, so it's easy to, oh, isn't that so cute? I like that. I like that. So that's your card, guys. So we have this super cool look where the lady is looking out in the horizon and at the moon, and we are able to put some, we're able, sorry, I got distracted. We open and she is able to have the moon in here, but then you have areas here to write what you need, a cute sentiment, a cute note or whatever. I am looking though, guys, for some red. And I don't think we've had a lot of red lately. So this is so funny. This is called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Blackberries. So this is not released yet. This is from our new, for our upcoming online exclusives. But I want some extra red in here, and these are the only reds I have. And it's going to look okay. So I'm going to bring one dot in there, and one dot like right there. And I'm going to bring another dot right next to my hay. This is coming, guys. This is really gorgeous. I love it. But that's what saved me today. And there you go. That's your card for today. And so you open, simple, fun fold, with a lot of potential for you to play with. And there she is, drinking her wine at night, relaxing, watching the full moon. It's amazing. Even I want to be there. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of my YouTube channel. If you like the content of the channel and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. And finally, very, very important, don't forget to look in the description below. You'll find all the measurements there, but you will also find the next all the people participating in our video hub. And so please visit them. Please enjoy this amazing, group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that gather once a month just to bring special cards for you. I hope you like today's card, and I hope I see you soon too in our next video. Sending lots of love, and I hope you guys having a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or night, and also a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much.